Good Counter. I'm your host, Roddy Too Good. Back with another episode, man. You listen. So, I ain't gonna lie, man. Here and there, I would watch TNA. I would partake in some episodes and things like that. I love a lot of the wrestlers they have there. I love and I just like remember what TNA was. And TNA definitely was something different than WWE. It supplied like something different from WWE, and I'm gonna get into what the thing is. But I think that TNA is definitely missing one thing to get it back to glory. One thing, and it's something that is very, very. It's like minuscule. It's like the identity of TNA. Like TNA needs this to really give us that feeling back, and I'm gonna explain what it is, man. Now, when I first started watching TNA, it was AJ Styles, it was Samoa Joe, and it was like a handful of other people who really was like pushing that thing. Not only that, you had like LAX, you had like just like, and not only that, it looked like faster. Like it looked like like a NASCAR. Like it just looked like people just were so moving fast. Like, and it was just something totally different from what we got at WWE. And not only that, like the identity of it was the X Division. The X Division really drove the force of TNA back then. And what I'm getting into is a thing that like a lot of people are saying, oh no, people say injury. Like I'm getting TNA need to bring back the 6 out of ring, man. Let's be real. Let's be for real, man. The 6 sided ring is the identity of TNA, and it's not gonna get back to its glory without it. Like and I was watching I watched a little bit of TNA this last past episode, and I was trying to I was looking at it, and like they kind of have like a new interest thing, and then like on the interest thing you see like it's 6 sided the way it's up, and I'm like, damn, that's kind of funny. Like, yo, they did that, but they don't got the 6 side ring, and like a lot of people who's traditionalists, a lot of people who's old heads in this business and stuff, a lot of people who came up like later, I guess they see the 6 sided ring and they kind of have issues with it because it's not a square, and I guess they think it's a gimmick. And these are the people who help destroy TNA, because you got people like Eric Bischoff. You got people like, I seen a thing with Dutch Mantle. He was talking about how it was bad and how it was this and that was that. And then the guy who asked him was like, okay, well, I know you never really wrestled in there, but did you take a bump in there? And he said, oh, no, absolutely not. Now, hold that for a second. Every time you ask somebody else, people who actual stars in the thing, like Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, they all said basically the same thing. Not that big of a deal. Like, yo, and that's the thing. And Kurt, he explained it so perfectly. He said it's an adjustment, but he said it's never a big. He said it's not a huge adjustment. He said, yo, it's faster. He said when you coming off the ropes, you probably got 2 steps to before you get to your opponent. In WWE, the traditional ring, you probably got 3 or 4. And he said, and then the guy asked him, he was like, well, isn't it difficult for like high flyers and top rope people because you got to stand on a 90 wider angle difference from a 90-degree? He said, yeah, it is. But he said, yo, I never seen nobody fall off the top rope. And I'm glad he said that, because when we had the 6 sided ring, TNA was known for all high flyers. So if that was really an issue, why did TNA support? Why was TNA such a high flying company? And they before all the X divisions was all high flyers, bro. So that's what I'm saying. And not only that, you go down to the, like, listen, man, wrestling is a business at the end of the day. And wrestling, when you get down to like when they see, okay, this is the moneymaker, they shove it down your throat. So for TNA at the time, nothing was selling more than the six sided ring. The six sided ring was their bread and butter. The six sided ring was TNA and was their whole identity. So for you to sit there and be like, damn, this making us money, not only merchandise wise, but like our fan base. Like, yo, so let's just bring it, let's see. Like and they tried to bring it back during Impact, but I think like at that time it was still different because it was Impact Wrestling. It wasn't TNA. So it's like, yeah, you brung it back and then you got rid of it. And then it's like, yo, man, it is like, and then I think Scott Demore, he said, talked about, oh, it was causing injuries and things like that. Like, listen, man, people just want to have their agendas, man, because like, yo, it's just TNA at that time with the six out of ring was at its highest peak. Not only that, the division that the six out of ring was benefiting the most was the X division. It was so not only that, so much that they was gonna make an extra show called TNA X Division, and it just was gonna be for the high flyers and things like that, and a regular TNA was gonna be for like the regular people, and it just goes to show you how people just, I guess they try to force themselves in ways of thinking like, oh, okay, this is how it is, and then like, and not only that, like, and what I'm gonna say is like this, people, you can't, certain people just not gonna see the vision, and it's not by mistake that like that was the peak and that was the showman of all that stuff. And as soon as they got rid of it, it was over. Like even Booker T said something. He said, I mean, it was a little different. He said, but when they got rid of that, he said that was the bullet in the head of TNA. He said TNA was never the same after they got rid of the six sided ring. And he said, like, yo, he said that was its whole thing. That was the whole identity of TNA was the six sided ring and just a faster pace. Because like even if you look today, WWE, they don't have fast pace for real. And then not only that, AEW, they don't have like, they have like like wrestling, like high flyers and a lot of stunt wrestling, but they don't have the speed of what TNA was. And that's what I think, that's what was missing. Like, cause I guarantee you, like, if you really, the X division really was built, it was kind of, the X division to me was way better than what WWE had with its cruiserweights and things like that, because it just birthed so many dope wrestlers, man. Like, yo, and not only that, you had the matches, like you had the X Division, like what was it, like an X Division ladder match type thing where they had the ropes up there, and then like they was like climbing on the ropes and like jumping off and things like that. Like so, it just was different, man. And like for me, I would, nothing would please me more than to see TNA back in its glory, and I think that's the only thing that's holding it back, man. Is that six sided ring, man. Not only that, and going back to a tradition to where you're supporting that X division, because that was the driving force of TNA back in the day. The X division, the high flyers, like it just was dope to see, man. And I don't know now. I don't know if they will ever go back to it, but that will forever be the missing link to getting TNA back to a company to where it's a major thing. TNA's still alive. It's still kicking. You got a lot of superstars there. You got Joe Hendry, Joe and Grace probably is about to be out the door. Got Rosemary. You got the Rascals. You got like you got some people over there, man. Even you got Alexander, the Human Weapon. I like him a lot. You got Nick Nemeth. I think he's cool. You know what I'm saying? He's like he's more of a WWE guy now than a TNA guy for real, traditionally. But you see what I'm saying? Like they have some talent there, and I think that the only thing that they're missing is that, like, that to really solidify them as back. And I really wish they would consider it. You don't even have to like bring it back yet. Like you could just have like a little space, set it up. Like not only that, you could just try to master the craftsmanship of that ring. You could try to just see if you need to make it a little wider to where, okay, people saying it's injuries, let me just make it a little wider. So yeah, it's six sides, but it's a little wider now, so it's still like a traditional ring to where you still have the steps of a traditional ring. Let me see if I could bend the things back to where the top buckles are not It's why so people get their foot placements. Like you just, it's like people who have this thing of like, okay, it don't work. Okay, let's get rid of it. Like yo, it's a reason why people are asking for this because it was a very important to them, and the customers are sometimes they are right. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to people who are watching a product. When people are watching a product, you should definitely listen to them because maybe they have some merit to their griefs. So I don't know, man. Maybe y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know if I'm bugging. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Like, yo, man, it's just to me every time I watch TNA, it always just seems like something is missing, man. But like, hit the comment section, hit the like, hit the bell. Come on, man. Join the family, man. Join the family. Peace. I'm out.